What's going on? It's Ed here from ClicksGeek, and the other day I did a video on the fact that we'd hired a cold caller. It was actually him that just pinged me. I'll get to him in a minute, but there was a comment under the video about like, oh my God, you're doing cold calling, you're losing all your positioning when you're doing cold calling as opposed to inbound. And you're right. Inbound leads are the gold standard. They are what we're all shooting for. However, they're only going to get you so much, and you're going to lose some predictability in there unless you're just insanely flooded with new leads or aren't looking to rapidly grow at a certain pace and hit predictive levels. So let's say you generate 100 leads inbound, right? And let's say you close 20 new clients off that. But you really want to be at 30 clients. And those other, that other 80% is unclosable for whatever reason. They don't have the budget, timing's not there, or they don't like you, whatever it is. You still got to make up that gap of 10 additional new clients you want to take on per month to get you that 30 number. In order to do that, you need to be proactive because inbound is a reactive thing. You're putting something out into the market. You're waiting for basically inbound leads, phone calls to come in. With that additional 10 you're looking to take on, you got to be proactive. You've got to go out into the market. So what we found to be really effective is cold calling. You also know I'm a huge proponent of direct mail, but that is one of those things I put in a category of being like proactively reactive, because yes, you're being proactive and you're mailing out into the market, but you're then being reactive. With cold calling, you can be consistently proactive, and if you put together calling schedules, you know that if you make X number of dials, you should be able to talk to this many people, and off of those people, you should be able to generate this amount of appointments, and off of those amount of appointments, these amount of people are going to show up, and these percent are going to be interested, and these percent are going to sell. And if you crank that dial up high enough, you're going to hit that additional 10 you were looking for. Depending on what your costs are, or depending on what you charge for your services, should dictate whether or not you are doing doing the cold calling and appointment setting U.S. based versus overseas. And overseas because of the cost benefits of doing it overseas versus U.S. based. In the U.S. you might be paying 10 or 20 bucks an hour. Overseas you could be paying $1,000 a month, $500 a month, $2,000 a month, something like that. So it's significantly cheaper to go offshore for certain things than it is to do U.S. based. So one of the reasons why I like cold calling supplemented in with our regular inbound stuff that you do, and you know we're a huge proponent of content here. You're watching a piece of content that we're producing. We love content. But you want to supplement your inbound stuff with a flow of outbound leads to bolster up the number of appointments you're doing per month so you can hit that goal. Okay? If your inbound leads tend to or potentially could drop a little bit for that month and they can flux, you still have to have enough outbound to hit that goal of the month. And let's say it's 30 onboards for the month. You still have to have the leads coming in to support that. So how do you do that? You do it with outbound, or you do it with some direct mail and some cold calling in a mixture. But you need to have a supplement in there, and you can't rely solely on inbound. If you look at the entire Fortune 500, if you look at all the companies that have venture funding out in the Bay Area, in Boston and in Raleigh for that matter, and in Austin, all the tech hubs in the country, they all have outbound teams that set appointments for account executives. So they've got the roles called an SDR, sales development rep, and their job is to develop or set appointments for their account executives. Their account executives go in and sell the deals. So they don't call them appointment setters, they don't call them cold callers, they call them SDRs. So they might be doing cold email, they might be doing LinkedIn outreach, they might be doing cold calling, but they are doing outbound to generate those leads. Why? Because they need to hit revenue targets. They need to have predictable growth in order to get their next series of funding. So that should tell you everything you need to know as to why you should be doing outbound as well as the inbound, and mixture of both. I've always been a proponent of both. If you've watched any of our videos going back ages, and all the stuff we're doing right now in the agency course, it's a heavy mix of both because I love both. Content will be there, and I think of content like putting fishing lines out into the water. The more you have out in the water, the better off you're going to be. But then you also want someone hopping off the boat with some scuba gear on, with one of the, what do they call them? Having a brain fart. one of the spear guns. So you want someone down there spearfishing as well. So it's a passive approach and a proactive approach to getting fish on the boat, if you will. So you've got your fishing lines out in the water. You've got your spear gunner who's down below looking for fish. He's hunting. Okay, that's why I like both, and I felt it was appropriate to do a video specifically why I liked both as opposed to one or the other. Because yeah, you definitely do lose some positioning when you're going outbound versus inbound. However, the thing with inbound is that person doing the search knows they have the problem. They already self-identified as having the pain and they're looking for the solution. All right, so they know they've got a foot of water in their basement. They need a water mitigation company, or they're running a Google Ads campaign and they're blowing and they're doing terrible. They go to YouTube and start looking up how to effectively run a Google Ads campaign. They find a video of ours. So there's that. If they don't know they have the problem, that's where your outbound comes in, and you try to uncover some pain points that they're having and see if your solution is the right antidote for the issue that they're having. So it's a mixture of both. It's a different play. All right. So I hope this helps. My name's Ed here from ClicksGeek. We're a Google Premier Partner Agency, and we specialize in lead gen for local businesses. If you need anything, drop a comment below. If you're interested in ad management services, I'll drop a link to fill out an application below. That's it for today. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.